The Miis in Smash Ultimate are cheating cheaters that get to cheat and pick and choose their special moves like gourmet burger toppings. And as a Mii player, I love it. Some people don't, but hey, if I looked up from my 1000th McChicken and saw someone chomping on Guy Fieri's bacon mac and cheeseburger, I'd be a little bit jealous too. Anyway, the Miis get 3 choices for each special, which comes out to 81 total movesets per Mii, and Mii players talk about these with 4 number codes from 1111 to 3333. Many of these sets are practically different characters, and people often ask how they stack up against each other. But sadly, 81 is just way too big of a number to analyze every single set. In fact, one wonders what kind of profoundly sick and twisted individual would even try to compare all of them. Hi, I'm Waidu, a competitive Guy Fieri main who just graduated college on his couch in a bootleg Minecraft t-shirt from 2013. And while recent events may have made me lose all my remaining faith in the US government, rest assured I didn't lose any faith in Mii Brawler. So I've decided to channel my raw gamer energy and anxiety about the future to rate every single one of Mii Brawler's 81 movesets in this multi-part series, from the best of the best to the unholy abominations that dwell in F tier. Well, either I'll rate them all or I lose my mind. You know, whichever comes first. And last thing, don't worry, I've consulted the Brawler community and tried to include as much helpful information as possible to make sure that, while this video was a tremendous waste of my time, it won't be a waste of yours. Let's get started.
Oh, we're not gonna do it, Jason. Those are Mii characters.
No,
Mii
look at
character
them.
doesn't even count.
So
No,
look at
they are no characters.
But
like guys.
No, they're beautiful.
Like
Pick them
guys.
each.
Guys.
Behold, Mii Brawler in his purest form. Garbage, apparently. This moveset just doesn't work right because your recovery is terrible. Onslaught barely goes anywhere and leaves you helpless, and Soaring Axe Kick is a pretty good move, as we'll see later, but it can only do so much on its own. Now, Onslaught has a special mechanic like Lucario's Aura, where it does way more knockback the higher your percent is, and that can be pretty powerful, but comeback mechanics need something to work with. Little Mac's KO Punch is terrifying on paper, but he can't use it when you're whacking him around like some kind of meat piñata. Onslaught will never be as scary as it could be with better recovery moves. Don't get me wrong though, the set isn't all terrible. Head-on Assault and Soaring Axe Kick can both kill at 0 if you know what you're doing, and Onslaught is a big, strong, and truly spooky move that's unsafe on block, which makes people want to shield. That can lead to grabs, that lead to throwing people off stage, and that leads to the whole killing at 0 thing. Head-on Assault can also break shields and do solid damage, and of course, chuck and shot puts is a certified Mii Brawler tradition. So because there is some synergy here, I won't rank this set worse than C tier, but now is a good time to remind you that this tier list is based strictly on gameplay. If I were ranking these things based on how much I like them, well, imagine ordering that Guy Fieri bacon mac and cheeseburger, and then once you get it, you remove the bacon and the mac and cheese. So it's still technically a bacon mac and cheeseburger, but it isn't really, right? It's just a burger now. That's what you're doing to Mii Brawler if you play this set. It's just a brawler now. So please, don't play 1111. I can't stop you, but I will judge you. Okay, good. You changed a move. One move. Look how much freedom you have. Aren't Mii's great? Anyway, by trading in Head-on Assault for Feint Jump, you've gained a ton of valuable recovery mix-ups and landing options, with the added bonus of your Mii experiencing less permanent brain damage. 1112 lets Onslaught really shine. I mean, shine isn't really the right... It lets Onslaught suck less, because Feint Jump lets you survive to percentages where it gets useful kill power. Shot put gets way better too. If you get slapped up into the air, you can throw a shot put and then chase it with your feint jump kick for a difficult to catch landing. This is a common theme you're going to see across all these movesets. It's not enough to just look at one move in a vacuum. It's about how all your moves come together to make a character, and feint jump tends to improve every part of your game. 1112 is not quite a great set in my eyes because Onslaught is still very unsafe on block and less consistent than the other side B options, which is of course competitive speak for saying it's trash, but overall 1112 is a solid B tier pick, one of the best Onslaught sets. Now we're back to the problems 1111 had, but this time you have a counter that doesn't work on projectiles, or attacks aimed at your feet, or anything when it decides to, just take a little break. It's not great, One cool thing though is that you can stall yourself in the air repeatedly using counter throw, and it has half the lag of other counters, so this can kinda help you land and live longer. Counter is also a good tool to throw out sometimes when you're in those up-close scramble situations, especially because axe kick is a great long-ranged out-of-shield option. So they don't know if you'll be blocking and trying to axe kick, or countering, or canceling spot dodge into counter and then shielding, or even using onslaught. It's very scary for people to guess what this set will do up close. Still, even though it's got some things going for it, 1113 gets a D from me, since you're still going to die super early, and as I've mentioned, that's a massive problem. The risk-reward for using counter throw just isn't quite there, making this set feel incomplete, but later on we'll see a similar set do great with a better recovery. Helicopter Kick, or Heli Kick, is a fun move that gives your recovery some horizontal range, and you can even kill confirm with it from landing up air. But 1121 seems like it's having a bit of an identity crisis to me. It's a bit confused what it's trying to do. Landing up air loses the shield, Onslaught loses the shield, and head-on assault does good shield damage, but it's really slow and doesn't break full shields. It's not a replacement for good block pressure, and as I mentioned, it's just a really mean thing to do to your Mii in general. My point is, because this moveset loses the block so bad, while also having a terrible recovery, you're just gonna lose the risk-reward game if they hold the shield button a lot. You can grab them 5 times in a row, but if they spot dodge your grab once, they can hit you off stage and you die. It's kind of like how you can work really hard to slowly earn all the achievements in Kirby Air Ride, but then at your 10th birthday party, your friend Matthew deletes your save file as a prank and it takes him 5 seconds. I don't talk to Matthew anymore, and you shouldn't play this brawler set. F tier. It's funny how big of a difference changing a single move makes. Just by swapping to Feint Jump, you get so many more chances to guess right, because if you guess wrong, you don't die instantly. That's nice. Feint Jump lets you make it back where it matters, and that affects every part of the game. If you're allowed to go for more grabs, your opponent becomes more scared to shield, and you land more up air combos and onslaughts and whatever you want. However, you don't have the X factor of Soaring axe kick spikes anymore, and Onslaught still kinda sucks, so I can't rank this set higher than B tier. To be clear, Onslaught isn't that terrible in a vacuum, just kinda bad, but Brawler's other 2 side Bs open up way more options and really change how the character plays, so there's a lot of competition. But, and you'll hear me say stuff like this a lot, if you want to use Onslaught for some reason, this set is a good choice. Oh man, you screwed it up. Look at him, look what you did. He can't recover anymore, and he has all the same problems he had before, but even worse. Unlike 1113 and B tier, the other counter set we've seen, this set doesn't have axe kick, so there's no way to spike early whatsoever. If you're gonna have a terrible recovery, it's good, or I guess less bad, to have at least one of head-on assault or axe kick so that you can at least take early stocks in return sometimes. This set has very little going for it, landing all the way down in F tier. Whoops, little slip of the tongue there, that means nothing. Kinda like how if you use this moveset, your Mii Brawler skill level will slip into nothing. Thrust Uppercut makes its grand debut in a shockingly bad set. Those of you who saw my Truth About Mii Brawler video may remember that I said Thrust Uppercut wasn't that good. However, since I made that video last year, it got buffed to become a strong and useful kill move, one I've spent many hours with. Sadly, this moveset really can't show that off, and you might be able to guess why. 1131 has the worst recovery we've seen so far. You are the glassiest of glass cannons, and you aren't even that much of a cannon in the first place because you still really struggle to beat people who shield a lot, which is a big problem for many Mii Brawler movesets. So you're just glass, and glass is ass. F tier. Now, despite what I just said, I don't actually think Thrust Uppercut is a bad recovery move at all. It has a big hitbox and is hard to intercept if you're in the range to use it. In reality, I think Thrust Uppercut, or Thrupper as those in the know call it, is just unseasoned. I'm going to use a cheese analogy here because I really like cheese and I wish I was eating it right now. If you made the freshest, best textured wedge of cheese in the entire universe, but you forgot to add salt, it's going to taste like cardboard. Thrupper is that wedge of cheese, and the salt to its creamy yet firm interior are the recovery moves Feint Jump and Burning Dropkick. You want at least one other recovery move to get you in the position to use Thrust Uppercut, and from there it can do great things. 1132 has that pinch of salt, where 1131 was just a disgusting block of barely edible cheese wood. Thrupper and Onslaught also have good synergy, with Thrust Uppercut forcing high air dodges that Onslaught can catch. For these reasons, 1132 lands in B tier, and it's my personal recommendation for all you Onslaught heads out there. I'm sure there's at least one. The next moveset, 1133, is one that... Oh, you poor thing. What can I say? You can't recover, you can't beat shield, you got Thrupper, but you're gonna die at 50, and the cheese just doesn't taste right. I actually made a Google Doc for my fellow Brawler players to discuss these movesets, and 1133 just has one singular comment that says, "Recovery go bye-bye. F tier." Like 1112 and A tier, this is a much improved variant of 1111. It lets you have access to both Soaring Axe Kick and Head-On Assault, which, in the enlightening words of Brawler main Fire the Pyro, can be used to scum for offstage kills with the viciousness of a rabid dog, and you can use them without sacrificing recovery thanks to Burning Dropkick, which gives you great horizontal distance. Now, you'd think that Axe Kick and Head-On Assault would be redundant as two moves that do the same thing, killing at 0, and that's a little bit true. But the fact that they both snap ledge from different angles and timings, and that they have very different uses outside of spiking, means they have more synergy than meets the eye. If you're the kind of player who likes to watch the world burn, and you want to end as many stocks under 30% as possible, this is probably the set for you. Your recovery is good enough to turn high risk, high reward into medium risk, high reward, and for that reason, 1211 viciously scums its way to A tier. Just don't expect to make too many friends using it. Hi, do you want to never die ever? Well, you're in luck with 1212. With count 'em, 3 separate recovery moves, it's for the kind of player who wants to survive at all costs and deny the eternal fact that every living organism must one day meet its fated end. Adding to that, as I mentioned, the shot put feint jump combo lets you cover your landing from up high, and to make things even better, Soaring Axe Kick is also a really good move to use at ledge. If you're being ledge trapped, you can drop from ledge and axe kick back to it, or ledge jump axe kick, or as a third option, axe kick on stage. Your options off of ledge transform from a tiny little book into an entire play. You could even call it a play of 3 acts. That's right, suffer. Anyway, this makes people have to guess twice before trying to pin you at ledge, and it greatly improves your survivability. Add to this axe kick's potential to spike early, and you've got a set that's all cannon and no glass, the complete opposite of the grotesque Little Mac monstrosities I've been locking away in F tier for fear of what I've created. That's right, 1212 is our first S tier set. Burning Dropkick and Counter Throw are a match made in Flavortown. Suddenly, being able to stall yourself in midair is a lot more meaningful when you can actually change your momentum afterwards, and your recovery becomes just consistent enough to make counter worth using. Soaring Axe Kick's powerful ledge mix-ups are a great complement to that counter, because if you counter someone near ledge, you throw them off backwards and get the whole stage to yourself. It also looks awesome, which matters. I still think Counter Throw is a bit too unreliable of a move to justify picking it most of the time, but if you do want to use it, this is the set I and most of the Brawler community would recommend. B tier. You may be noticing a trend here. Burning Dropkick goes well with Head-On Assault and Counter Throw because otherwise, without Feint Jump, Brawler turns into bootleg Little Mac. Helicopter Kick does already have some horizontal range to it, so another sideways recovery move doesn't do as much for it as it does for the other, more vertical up Bs. Still, more recovery is great and gives you a level of consistency that lets you combine all the kill confirms of Heli Kick with all the potential to spike early of Head-On Assault. While I'm still overall a bit skeptical of Head-On Assault compared to Feint Jump, and stopping people from just blocking the up airs you need for Heli Kick combos can be a bit difficult when you have no command grab, this set is an example of what an actual practical glass cannon brawler should look like, aggressively brain damaging its way to B tier. This is the best recovery you're going to get with Helicopter Kick. It gives you plenty of breathing room to land those spicy Heli Kick confirms, but it can't spike early and struggles versus shields. You've also got a great neutral to deal with zoners. You can sling yourself across the stage with Burning Dropkick and Feint Jump, you can scare people in the corner with Heli Kick, and of course you can always just slow it down and chuck some meatballs. That's why they call you the Mii Brawler. This makes for a more restrained playstyle with less comeback potential that can do great things, but only if you stay calm, collected, and precise. Which, to be fair, are not words that generally describe Mii Brawler players. We're definitely more on the help I just chugged 5 gallons of Red Bull side of things, but hey, maybe you're the one who brings out this set's full potential. A tier. This moveset is a bit worse than its Soaring Axe Kick counterpart, just because of the powerful synergy Axe Kick and Counter have when you're at ledge or in the corner. But at the same time, landing a clutch counter throw can chuck your opponent into the corner, where Helicopter Kick shines by taking early and extremely deserved stocks. So in my opinion, 1223 still gets the job done as a respectable but not great way to use counter throw. C tier. Okay, so are we still doing the whole cheese thing? Because, you know, it's good cheese. Your Thrupper is lightly salted with your burning Dropkick, and you have head-on assault for the early spikes you normally miss out on by not running Axe Kick. Thrupper has vertical kill power and up air confirms, head-on assault has spikes, and shot put has edge guards, so they won't know whether they're going up, down, left, or right. A big weakness of Thrust Uppercut is that it doesn't have much horizontal range out of shield, but head-on assault is weirdly fast with a good hitbox that makes it a fantastic parry punish. So especially if you're feeling like a parry god, 1-2-3-1 is a scary set that kills off every blast zone. B tier. If you enjoy annoying people in video games for fun, and of course that's a lot of us because, you know, that's like half the reason to play a Mii in the first place, but I mean, if you really enjoy making people suffer in Super Smash Bros., then 1-2-3-2 is the best set for you. First off, you're going to want to make the single ugliest Mii your mind can cook up. I ended up crafting this atrocity, but feel free to experiment and add your own personal touch. This Mii will help strike fear into the hearts of your opponents as you flop around the screen with burning dropkick and feint jump, and combo into kills off the top with Thrupper. It's like being Bayonetta except without guns, and also you're really ugly. Neutral is great, because even if they have a sword, they always have to worry about you hurling yourself across the stage at 1,000,000 miles per hour with burning dropkick. You might have shot put, but make no mistake, your main projectile here is yourself. Your opponents have no choice but to cower in awe as you become a flaming, unstoppable meat projectile. And if you get hit, no problem. Both offstage and at ledge, your specials give you tons of options. If your opponent's character can't hit ledge easily, you can even stall there with Thrupper's huge hitbox until you get back for free. This moveset is also especially disgusting on Kalos and sometimes Town and City versus slow characters because you can actually just get a lead and air camp forever. Doing this is a great way to get people to like you. For all its strengths, 1-2-3-2 does have a couple of weaknesses like bad range out of shield, no early spike options, and struggling to deal with people who block a lot. But it's absolutely got the recovery, kill power, and raw human suffering factor to make it a dependable A-tier set. Just like 1-2-2-3, I'm putting this in C tier because, while it's not the worst way to employ counter throw, you're missing out on all that superb axe kick ledge synergy that can really elevate the move. And wow, did you just hear that? I'm getting into this. I'm like an art critic from Mii sets or something. You know what? Mii's are art. Fight me. But yeah, C tier. Here it is, folks, the move you've been waiting for, Suplex. If you play Brawler, you know how amazing this move can be on the right set. Unfortunately, this is not the right set. This is the set with the worst recovery we have yet seen. Hell of a first impression, Suplex. Well, once again, even if you get a lead over your opponent with 1-3-1-1, you are going to die in one hit, and that is going to make you feel bad. Don't forget, Brawler is a fast faller. He doesn't just float out of combos like your Jigglypuffs or your Peaches. You take a lot of damage every hit, but you can compensate for that by surviving to high percents with the right recovery tools. 1-3-1-1 has none of these, and yes, theoretically, if you just never got hit ever, this moveset would be amazing. But, you know, I'm still figuring out how to do that. 1-3-1-1 gets a D for trying its best, and almost looking kind of okay if you have tons of momentum. Look at this set. Just look at it. Like it or not, this is what peak Mii performance looks like. You've got Suplex for command grabbing people, but you've also got all the recovery options you need thanks to feint jump. Soaring Axe Kick does everything. It lets you punish faraway opponents out of shield. It lets you get off ledge. It lets you kill at 0. There is only one thing it can't do, and that is let you down. Sprinkle on a little 16-pound ball of iron, and you've set yourself a course straight for Flavor Town. 1-3-1-2 Mii Brawler has tons of tools to both get out of scary situations and put your opponents in them. So 9 out of 10 Mii Brawler mains agree that 1-3-1-2 is a wonderful set that's great in every matchup. Just look at what they're saying about it. Arguably the best moveset all around. Excellent against some of Brawler's worst matchups. It's pretty poggers. Listen, these Mii Brawler players love all their movesets, but I haven't seen a single set besides this one that got called poggers. And that is really something. And just between you and me, the 1 out of 10 Brawler mains that don't like this moveset were probably paid off by the helicopter kick industry. They got a lot of lobbyists in the Mii Brawler Discord. Don't listen to them. Anyway, 1-3-1-2 earns a lofty spot in Flavor Town tier. That's a tier now. If you like grabbing people a lot and then dying, then boy, is this the set for you. Although despite the fact this set has one of the worst possible recoveries you can put on Mii Brawler, it's worth pointing out that it might be the single best set at getting off the ledge. You've got Axe Kick, which your opponent always has to think about to avoid getting hit. You've got Counter, which makes it scary for them to try attacking you, and now they can't even shield and wait safely at ledge because you can suplex them, do 23% damage, and now they're off stage. Still, in order to be godlike at ledge, you do have to actually get there first, which could be a problem here. It's like, if you're the best cheesemaker in the entire world, but you don't have any cheesemaking equipment, well, guess what? Nothing gets made, and you're not even a cheesemaker, you're just someone who wants to make cheese. For 1313 Mii Brawler, your horrible recovery is the proverbial lack of cheesemaking equipment. You don't get to show off your ledge game because you die before you get to ledge. D tier. Okay, so you know that whole analogy I just did with the cheesemaking equipment and recovery and stuff? 1321 is kinda like that, except now you're a horrible cheesemaker anyway, so it doesn't even matter. This moveset can't recover, it can't get off ledge, and it just can't do anything. Don't use it, please. F tier, get this out of my face. Shot put, suplex, and feint jump are a great combination of specials to the point that you can just slap any uppy on them and it's going to be S tier. You'll see these movesets commonly referred to as 13x2 within the Brawler community, and you can never go wrong with one. The helicopter kick variant, while not as popular as the Soaring axe kick one, despite what the heli kick cult would have you believe, is not to be underestimated. Heli kick is as good as it gets here. You can spam up air to your heart's content, because if they block, they might get suplex, and if you get hit, feint jump will get you right back to ledge. I'm putting this one in F tier alongside its head-on assault brother. You might have some success with it if you can avoid getting edge-guarded, and helicopter kick is the best recovery up B Mii Brawler has in a vacuum, but counter throw is just not good, and your recovery still isn't either. On top of that, you have no way to spike early, and overall, this just feels like a very bland and forgettable set. So this moveset is not bland and forgettable, this moveset is offensive to me on a visceral level, because why would you do this to a character I love? Why would you remove every last trace of the recovery that lets Brawler do all this cool stuff and replace it with the funny headbutt attack? The only possible way you can ever win with 1331 is fishing for early kills with head-on assault and just hoping it works. This is, and I swear, this is the last time I talk about cheese today, but this is like having a party and serving your guests this one kind of cheese, and it isn't even good. It's that American flavored imitation pasteurized processed cheese food stuff, and that's literally all you have. No crackers, no drinks, not even water. And someone asks you, do you just have that one kind of cheese-like substance and that's it? And you smile and make eye contact and say, yes. And nobody ever comes to one of your parties ever again. F tier. Oh look, Brawler is an actual character again. This is another 13x2 set, and it's one of my favorites. Thrupper is a powerful combo finisher and KO option with the right support. It's super fast, tied for the quickest up B out there with Game & Watch, Mario, and low tier Mario. You can confirm into kills with landing up air, and Suplex makes people scared to shield, letting you actually get those up airs. Tying everything together is Feint Jump, which single-handedly transforms Thrust Uppercut from an absolutely horrible recovery into a great one. This moveset also gets bonus points for making Mii Brawler terrifying on Yoshi's story. The high platforms and low ceiling let you delete stocks from existence at disgustingly low percentages. It's actually kind of not okay if you think about it, so don't think about it, just kill them at 50. The only downside is that Thrupper has bad range out of shield, so it can be hard to punish sorties attacking your block with well-spaced moves. Soaring Axe Kick is usually better for those matchups, but if you know your combos, 1332 has more than enough explosive kill power to hitch a well-earned ride to Flavortown. Alright folks, prepare yourselves because I saved the absolute worst for last. This moveset is raw, unadulterated garbage of a caliber we have simply not yet seen. And I know what you're thinking, but why do? You only changed one move from 1332 and that's in Flavortown. But remember, it's about synergy, and one move really can ruin everything. I mean, geographically, Flavortown is right beside disgusting food that makes you want to vomit city, but they have nothing to do with each other. So let me explain. Thrust Uppercut is your only recovery move. So once you get hit, you might actually be worse off than Little Mac. On top of that, you can never kill early with Axe Kick or head-on assault, so there isn't even a light at the end of the tunnel, only pain. Overall, 1333 just doesn't do anything. I guess you could try to get some damage by suplexing and then land a back air, up smash, or thrupper, but if you're playing someone who knows they can obliterate you from existence by breathing at you once, it's just not a viable way to win the video game. In honor of this moveset's complete lack of any redeeming qualities whatsoever, and the seething rage I feel towards anyone who would even think of using it in tournament, I'm making a new tier, F-. If you played this moveset, it means you saw Ultimate was the best balanced Smash game, and you thought to yourself, I want to suffer anyway, and believe me, you will. From the bottom of my heart, don't use this set. It isn't funny or quirky, it's just sad. So there it is, the first 27 Mii Brawler sets ranked. Let me know what you think in the comments and stay tuned for part 2, where I'll talk about sets using the other neutral Bs, and believe me, there are going to be some real winners in that one. Many thanks to the awesome Brawler players who helped me with this video. I'll put them on the screen now. They're from the Mii Brawler Discord server, which is full of helpful people who would love to help you learn this character. Check the description for a link. Lastly, I'll actually be uploading weekly for a while as a little experiment, so be sure to Mii Brawl that subscribe button and Soaring X click the bell icon for more What About Things Happen to Good People content. And no, I'm not apologizing for that. See you next week.
There are 4 Mii Brawlers who could potentially be the best. They are Ghost, Leet, Isita, and WDBTHTGP. Please change your name. Please change your name.